In our last video, we looked at the review processes for the trading business. And as it was the last video in creating the trading business plan, we also did a summary of the trading business plan. And in particular, we looked at the sections and the topics of each of those and briefly discussed those. So in today's video, we're going to look at taking aim, creating our goals list, and also taking action, creating our action list. So creating our trading goals list. So we spoke about the importance of our goals in the trading business plan. Now what we need to do is create a list of our goals. So the first thing to do is create our long-term goals, so that what we're doing is now that we've framed the picture of what we want from our business plan, now what we need to do is create these goals, create a list of these goals so that we can work towards these. So it could be, and let's give an example here, let's work through an example. The example could be that we want to be a private trader that works from home and trades 4 to 5 hours a day, trades the currency markets. So that is our end result. So it's one broad, brief summary. So what this needs to be is the end result, which usually is in 5 to 10 years. So what we also need to do though is state, in terms of our long-term goals, what our process and psychology goals are. So it could be that our long-term goals is to have fine-tuned processes that we can achieve in the minimal amount of time that give us highly accurate signals, and also in terms of our psychology, that we are well in control of our psychology. We've got a finely tuned psychological makeup that allows us to move in and out of our trades easily and without much stress, or without stress at all. So what this does, it creates the vision and provides the focus for us during our trading processes and during our day-to-day activities. So we've got one broad umbrella goal here, which we need to state, because then what happens is all of our other goals will then come under that and be broken down accordingly. So this now brings us to our medium-term goals. So what our medium-term goals do is they break down the long-term goal into sizable chunks. So these medium-term goals are usually achieved in 2 months to 2 years. So we said about being the private trader, we said about being working from home, and we said about working 4 to 5 hours a day. So being the private trader means that one of our medium-term goals should be that we need to build up our office, our trading office, build up all of our trading equipment accordingly, make sure that we've got up-to-date equipment that we can use in our trading business. That's one example. The other one could be in terms of building up our capital. So then what we do is we break this down into short-term goals, where what we're now doing is breaking our medium-term goals down into very smaller chunks that are achievable, usually in under 2 months. Now, once again, these should be process and psychology oriented. So one example of the example that we discussed earlier, the private trader, in terms of the office and the equipment, our short-term goal could be that we now work towards replacing our main computer, and we'd like to do this in under 2 months. So that could be one. And in terms of our psychology, it could be that we are strict and disciplined with our pre-session routines. So it's no good viewing our long-term and even our medium-term goals as one complete thing, because it will just overwhelm us and it won't let us fine-tune and work on individual components at one time. We'll never achieve it, and it will be just we'll be just achieving the wrong things in the wrong order. So by breaking it down to our short-term goals, these are short-term, easily achievable goals that we work towards on a daily basis. So what we'll do now is we'll create our trading action list. So we spoke earlier in some of the modules and some of the videos how some of the items that we discussed will then form part of your trading action list. So what we do is we break our action list up into high priority items. Now, high priority means that these absolutely must get done as soon as possible. These are critical to the functioning of the trading business. So, and what happens here is other action or items rely on their completion. So we can't move forward until we've achieved one of these high priority items. So the high priority items have high importance for our growth or our skills, etc. So this is why they're called high priority. Now, look, some of you may have experience putting together action lists yourself, so you're more than welcome to do it how you see fit. These are just examples, and some that I use and some that I've found have been successful. So we need to then break up our items into medium-term priorities. Now, these items, they need to be done. They're not as important or as high priority, but they need to be done. Now, these items may act as standalone items or tasks by themselves. In other words, we can chip away at those over time when we've got time, but they also have importance for our growth or our skills. So then we've got low priority items, and these are items that we would like to be done at some stage, and they can be done over time, and they can be perhaps done in smaller parts. So this might include, let's give an example, reading some trading books. So I would consider those as low priority. They will build on our skills, but they're not critical at this point in time, so they can be done over time. So in summary, what we've done here is we've looked at creating a goals list and broken those up into our long-term, medium and short-term goals. And we've also looked at creating our action list. So in our next video, what we're going to look at is some of the items in regards to the cost of running our trading business, and just a bit of a brief overview or an introduction on some of the tax-deductible items. So thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you in our next video.